Hey everyone, it's Megan, and today I will be responding to Kennedy's Where Has Music Taken You? I have got to admit that I have not been able to travel outside the country like Kennedy and Sarah have been able to, which I kind of wish that I had been able to because I think that it would have been a great opportunity. But I did travel some in high school. We took 2 trips while I was in high school. The first one was my sophomore year, and we went to Disney World. Who doesn't love going to Disney World? And while we were there, we played in downtown Disney. Our band played and it was a lot of fun, and then our choir sang. I was involved with both. The only disappointing thing is we had to wear these horrible khaki pants and gray polos, so that wasn't a very good color combination, and we probably could have picked a better one for our school colors. And we were also able to go to some clinics that they had run by musicians who work at Disney, and that was a lot of fun. The one thing that I will remember from that was my band director making a very obnoxious bird call in the middle of it and just acting like a bird. If you knew him, you would understand why that was really funny. After that, we had our own DVD where we were playing the background track for a scene in the movie. So that was really cool. And the other time I traveled in high school was my senior year when we went to New York. Now, I'd never been to New York before, so that was an experience in and of itself. Times Square, scary place at night, especially when you walk through a cloud of pot. But besides that, it was very enjoyable. Our choir sang at the Statue of Liberty, so we were able to look across the harbor at the New York skyline. So that was really cool because there's pictures of us standing there and having New York on one side and the Statue of Liberty behind us. And that's just really cool to look back on and be like, I sang there. And then our band played was the Intrepid, which is a naval aircraft carrier. Now that was cool and everything because we were surrounded by old-time planes and everything, but it was really cold. So you know what happens to instruments when they get cold. We were so out of tune. That was the only disappointing thing about that, was we had rehearsed and the song sounded good, but still, they sounded really good in rehearsal, and then because of the weather, they sounded bad. But besides that, it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed when our percussion ensemble did their trash can thing where they play trash cans and then they blindfold themselves and keep playing trash cans as they switch between other people's trash cans. And I think that that was just really cool for me because my brother was there too, and it was the only time we traveled together with music. So that was just a really great experience, and it's nice to remember that we were both there at the same time and everything like that. And this year I was able to travel to Dallas with the Marching Illini over winter break. It was over Christmas, which was a little disappointing, but I got over it. And spending Christmas with your second family is kind of a nice way to make up for it. But it ended up being a really great experience, playing and practicing at a different field, and just being in Texas because I'd never been there before. When I teach, I would love to give my students more opportunities to travel places with music. Not even necessarily out of state, although that would be cool, because I think that it's important to expose students to different cities and different ideas of music. And I think that you can only get that when you travel places so that they can experience it themselves. I think that it would be great to just travel to even local colleges around where I teach. I mean, you can learn so much from a college professor. We always had the college professors come to us for clinics and such, but I think that would be great to get students on campus, especially middle schoolers and high schoolers, and expose them to that atmosphere, and then have them rehearse in a space where a director is used to and comfortable with. And I think that that would be great. I wish that we had done that because we had colleges very close to us that we could have. And then if I'm lucky enough to work with a band that is able to travel overseas, I think that that would be a great experience, not only for me as a director, but also for them to expose themselves to different cultures, not only just normally, but also musically. Because you can learn so much from another culture, and I loved hearing Kennedy and Sarah's stories about when they traveled overseas, and I want to give my students similar opportunities. So with that, You now know my experience traveling with music and where I hope to take my students in the future. You will see me again tonight because I get to come up with what we are doing the next week for vlogs. So that should be interesting. Well, until then,